Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gen Z podcast, our Gen Z Voices podcast. And this, as you know, for those of you who've seen previous episodes, is a platform where we give early career professionals the chance to share, their hopes, their aspirations, what they really want for the future of work. And in terms of format, we ask the same 5 questions to all our guests. And today I'm beyond thrilled to be welcoming Rochelle from South Africa, from Cape Town more precisely. Rochelle, very warm welcome to the Gen Z Voices podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. I do appreciate being here. Yeah.
So, Rochelle, it's great to have you on. I hear such amazing things about the work that you do. Tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been working? What kind of industry sectors are you in, and so on?
Okay, so I'm actually new to the whole working environment. This is my second year I'm working. I did my degree in BCom management, did my honors, still busy with my masters. So hopefully I'm done next year. So that's exciting. So I've started in the WhatsApp API industry. So we did WhatsApp APIs, and then that's how I met the people where I'm working at now. So
Hmm.
yeah, so when I left that company, I came over here, whole new industry. I mean, if from WhatsApp to events, it's like a total shift, but it's so exciting in so many ways. So yeah, I'm still like a sponge, learning new things, taking in all of the information, full on learning mode. So yeah,
Fantastic. So really now in the events industry, having had that sort of high tech start or base, it sounds like
yes, yeah.
brilliant. So Rochelle, first question. What's one thing about today's work culture that feels a little bit out of sync or perhaps not in line with things that you value?
So for me, it is the whole idea of employees' value and the input on how they are measured and determined by the years of experience they have or the title they hold. So I completely understand and 100% back a title. I mean, if you work so hard and you actually deserved it and earned it like 100% legitimately, and you've put in all your blood, sweat, and tears, you deserve all the recognition in this world. I am for it. But that doesn't mean like you automatically are better than anyone else. And it for me also, what feels out of sync is the whole idea of thinking this is the way we always used to do this. And it limits our young voices so much because we can't bring ideas to the table because you've done it this way. So there's no bringing in new perspectives, new ideas. So that's so off. So it's completely no one wants that. And yes, I know I've not been working so long now, but from the beginning right up until now, that is how it is. And I don't think work should be like how many years you have sat at the table. I think work should be like what you bring to the table. And I think just a culture respects both that views. It honors your hardworking title and it also leaves room for fresh ideas, new perspective, young voices, and just collaborating with all of the people in your department, in your whole environment, in your whole company. So, yes.
Interesting. So there's a sort of a both and story in terms of you, yeah, both the title is important,
Yeah,
and at the same time, it doesn't
yeah, definitely.
automatically mean
Yeah,
that you've earned the right to be the
yeah.
sole voice, it sounds like.
Yeah, because I mean, things get out of date, and you need to update and grow with the time. So, to having to adapt and learning more of the new perspectives. I mean, I know I still have a lot to learn, and I rely on my mentors and all the people in the company to learn that to me. But I also want to be feel seen, and you hear my perspective of because I mean, we are the next generation. We are the new clients, so you also need to hear us out because you need to cater to us. So yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Thank you so much for that feedback. And so, Rochelle, if you could design one part of how companies work, so it could be, hierarchy, it could be meetings, anything you like, but you could redesign one part of how companies work, what would you change first, and why would you change that?
I would say the whole hiring process and the status quo of telling juniors just to be quiet. Because I do believe in hiring for attitude and training for skill. Because I mean, skills can be developed. I know you need to have like a certain skill to do some work, but just in general, I mean, if you went to study and you apply for a job in that field you've studied, I mean, you need to get a chance to actually do the work. So your skills can be developed, but someone with a bad attitude can really dampen the whole vibe of the team. So I do also feel like a company needs to be has to have a more open book about the goals, and everyone needs to understand why you have that goals, because that will create like a pathway, a clear pathway for everyone to know why you want to do it, why you need to do it, and give it ideas regardless of your level or the who you are in the business, in the department, in the company. And that will just flip the whole dynamic of prove you belong to will help you belong, and we'll all just be better because of that.
Mm, mm. Which brings us on to the topic of trust, which is kind of linked to the vibe feel that you've just described. How do you decide whether you're going to trust someone at work? It could be a manager, it could be a coworker. How do you decide whether you're going to trust them?
So for me, it is a pattern and not just one single moment. So I do look for consistency. Do your actions actually match your words over time? If you maybe say something now and you do what you say, okay, cool. But in a month, maybe 2, maybe 3 months, if you still do it, I automatically trust you. But I need follow through. If you don't do it, I'm not going to trust you. And also with my weak spots and my not my strong suit, something I need to learn and work on. If you know where I'm still struggling, where I'm still learning at, and people uses that against me to gain for yourself, my trust is automatically also gone. Because with us Gen Z, so it is academically proven that we thrive under pressure and with competition amongst ourselves. But if you go out of your way to make me look bad for you to look good, I won't trust you as my colleague.
Mm,
And also consistency over time, like I said now, with the follow throughs over time. So, and are you the same person with me as you are with everyone else? Are you just friendly with me because my manager is in the room? Or will you be friendly with me if we are alone? And maybe for a company as well, transparency about keeping promises are huge. And if you don't do that, me, I am not going to trust you as a company, because I mean you give all these promises, and that usually happens in interviews. I mean, you will be like, oh, you are a great person, we will give you this and this benefits and that, and then you start working there, and it's like, what about all of these things you promised? And it's like, oh no, it's not in your contract. This doesn't apply anymore. So that is definitely a big trust tick mark.
mhm. So I'm hearing like three things which are really key in your thinking. There's something about consistency, and that's
Yes.
consistency on the part of the individual and also the company. There's
Yeah.
something about doing what you say you're going to do,
Yes.
right?
Sure. Actions do speak
And then
louder
there's
than
something
words.
about, do you care enough to give me feedback, even if I'm not doing something well? Do you care enough to invest
Yeah.
in me as a person?
Yes, definitely. I need to know what my weak points are. And if I can't see it and you can, talk to me about it. Tell me,
Yeah.
listen, this is maybe where you can improve, but also don't call me out in front of all the people.
No.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about what type of leadership you would like to see more of, Rochelle.
So definitely leadership that is approachable. We need leaders who can say, I don't know, and actually listen before they just make a decision. I mean, we don't need people who knows everything. We don't. Just be approachable, say, I don't know, I will come back to you, let me find out. And also the people who makes it safe for us to speak up, who removes barriers if we have challenges with something, and encourage me to try anything I set my mind to, even if I fail, because then you motivate me. So motivation is also so important, and just be approachable for me to be as a junior and feel seen as a junior. although I'm
Hmm.
just junior, it makes me feel important if I'm being seen. And I think that is how we stay motivated and creative. So yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. And maybe we'll just drop that word just, right? Just a
yes,
junior. You are
yeah,
a junior with great ideas and
yes,
contributions to bring to the
yes,
table.
yeah.
And then final question, in what ways do you think a company should invest in you and your growth?
So I think a company should invest in me as just as a whole. So from a professional and maybe a personal side. So
Hmm.
from a professional side is giving me the opportunity to take courses, maybe go to conferences, having a mentor, maybe shadowing someone in a different department or in a different portfolio, someone in the same field as you, but in a different portfolio and giving me projects with responsibility so that I can stretch myself. So involvement is so, so important. And
Mm.
it's actually, it makes me think of a quote of Benjamin Franklin that says, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember, and involve me and I will learn." If you make me part of your projects and you challenge me and stretch me and make me think and rationalize and giving new ideas and contemplating, I will learn and by actually doing it, and maybe it will spark something in me that will also benefit my whole team. And more on a personal side is just regular check-ins. See what I want. Maybe
Hmm.
I know it is maybe like a challenge to have flexible working hours, but flexible mental health support and time to experiment just new stuff. And just giving me the opportunity to fail and make honest mistakes. So I know I'm not going to do your recons on your expenses and what it was, but I'm going to make a mistake, that I can promise you. But just learning new things, maybe I feel I can have a strong suit in maybe new automations or workflows, and me trying it and maybe I fail, maybe it isn't for me, maybe I thought it was, but it isn't. So I'm not gonna delete your whole contact list or your database, but I can make a mistake to say, oh cook, this automation isn't working, so we need to go back. So
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
giving me that flexibility. So if a company just like backs me with concrete resources and really cares about my growth and not just about the outputs I give, I mean, I will automatically give my best and just stick around.
Hmm. Hmm. Beautiful.
Yes.
Rochelle, what a great set of insights. Beautifully delivered. Thank you so much. Super clear. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close today?
No, I don't think so. Just once again, thank you for this. This was actually quite so fun. So yes.
Well, all the fun is, I feel, on our side, just hearing your perspectives. And thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate. Look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you.
soon.
Okay, enjoy the